Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome to a new trading week. This is Jeff here with FXMindshift, and this is your Sunday weekly review. So if you guys look at the calendar, this week we have a couple of red folders, kind of throughout the week here. We've got a bank holiday for GBP on Monday, so we might see some decreased activity for GBP pairs at the start of the week here. Tuesday, we've got a CB consumer confidence. Thursday, we've got a couple of red folders. And then Friday, we also have CPI flash estimate and core PC price index, right? These are normal red folders that we get throughout the week. They're not the big high impact events like we had last week and the week before, like Jackson Hole Symposium, Fed Chair Powell speeches, things like that. So these will move the markets. However, they're not going to move the markets as much as something like an NFP or an FOMC, and that kind of stuff. So just expect price to behave as it would normally, and also keep in mind that this is the end of the month, right? So we're closing out the month of August and we're heading into September, going into the fall period, right? So coming out of these summer consolidations, hopefully. And then seeing some more trending markets, trending conditions. So let's take a look at the dollar index first. I'm going to head over to the monthly chart here on DXY. And as you can see here, we have price breaking out of this nice big consolidation here that we've been in for a long time. All right. The next draw on liquidity, as we can see here, is that I'm targeting that wick down below here at the middle of this big consolidation here. So this level just below the $100 mark. Okay, so like $99.50. And just below that, there's a little tiny imbalance in there that we might want to fill. And of course, there's obviously more areas down here that we can draw to once we get below that. But this is where I'll be looking for to drop below first. We're just below this wick right here. That was a target for us last week. And we just about got there. It looks like we just need maybe a little bit more of a push to get through that. And that's most likely going to happen this week, right? So we'll look to take price through that low and this low here, right down through the $100 mark and into 99.50, and that will be the expectation, right? So you can see that pretty clearly from the monthly perspective. Let's drop down to the weekly next. Okay, and so as you can see here in the weekly consolidation, okay, as we break out of the this range here, this weekly low, right, and we break through, this is going to be the target to break through. That is 99, it looks like 99.55 on the chart here. So below the $100 mark, right, this is the low here that we'll be targeting next. That's right there. Okay, and then we'll look to target that low. And then there's this nice big point of interest here that I've marked, the OB, where this big up move here started here. So this is going to be the target where we're expecting price to react. We certainly could go through that, okay, but I would like to see price hit that level and give us a little bit of a pullback before we do move further down, right? So that is what I'll be expecting here. That's the weekly. Let's drop down to the daily. Let's see if we get some more confirmation of this as we go down. So from the daily chart, right, as you can see, we broke through this last swing low here, so last break of structure, and then the continuation down. We got a little bit of a pullback here, right, and then the last push before we ended the week on Friday ended here, right, just right at this low here. So basically, we did sweep the low, I think, with a wick. If you look at the low here, it is 101.229, and the low registers here at 101.602, I believe, right? Is that right? 100.6, right? So it is just a bit lower, 100.61, I'm sorry, 100.617, and this is 100.602. There we go. So it is it's just slightly lower, okay, with a little bit of a wick that went through here, but I'm expecting that to push through. So what we'll want to see is if it doesn't just go straight through at the start of the week, we'll see a little bit of a pullback. I've marked the OB here as a point of reference to see if price will pull back into that to give us a reaction and then move down. Okay, so that is what I'll be expecting price to do as we start off the week. So let's drop down to the 4-hour and see if we can confirm that a little bit further. All right, now if we have, here's our 4-hour structure. This is the daily order block, right? And so we can refine that now on the 4-hour. to this area right here. Okay, so look for price to make a swing low if it does form a swing low before dropping further, right? And then we'll come back up into this area. We'll trade back into the imbalance here. We'll see if it wants to come back to the OB. It might not make it all the way back up there. But if it does, then, that'll be where I expect the price to turn around and go back down. So something like this, where we get the reaction and then the continuation down to that 100 level and below. Okay, so this will be the start of the week for us, and we'll see if that plays out for us like that for DXY. Okay, so let's drop over to euro dollar next, and we'll see if we can confirm that on the euro dollar. Now, as you can see here from the monthly perspective, we can see that we are now breaking out of this nice little monthly consolidation area here. Okay, this is the obvious next draw on liquidity, the wick high over here above looks like 112.75. So we're going to be looking at 113. Big figure and beyond. Okay, next I'm going to be trading a little bit higher up into this range here. So 113 and beyond, right? And we can see the nice big impulse and the big push that we left off with here. As we close the month, it looks like we're going to close the month with a nice big nice big bullish impulse candle here, right? So the momentum is going to be bullish going into September, right? Or at least we're expecting it to. And then we'll see if we can get the continuation up after that, right? So that's from the monthly view. Let's go down to the weekly chart, right? And so the weekly chart here, we can see that monthly high translates into this weekly swing high right here, okay? And so that is the top end of the current range, and we'll certainly be looking for price to break through that this week. So this high right here sits at 112.75. The high just above that over here sits at 114.94. So we may be looking at a move all the way up to 115, right? And that will be, obviously a more long-term perspective, but that's, where we'll be looking to target the next areas here for EU going forward, right? So we had taken out this high here in the interim, looking to take out this high next. Once we take out this high, we could get a retracement and a pullback, right? But until we do that, that is going to be the target that we'll shoot for this week. So we'll look for more bullishness going into this week, right? So we start the week here. Here's the daily chart and the daily range and POI, right? So the last break of structure over here, again, just like DXY, the last, basically move that we made, this dip into the high as we broke that high over here, okay? And then this big impulsive candle in the push up. This is going to be where we'll expect price to continue from or launch from. Okay, there is an imbalance down here, but based on how strong the momentum is right now, I don't necessarily expect it to come back down here first, right? So we could just see price go completely just go straight up here, or we could see a little pullback into the order block and then the continuation up afterwards, right? And then we'll look for that 112 high over here to get taken. Okay, so that is from the daily perspective. So let's drop down to the 4 here, and we'll see if we can get a little more clarity on what the move might be. So just like I mentioned on the dollar, or on the on the dollar, coming back into the imbalance here, right, trading into this area here. Let's drop to the 4-hour markups, okay, and then we'll look for price to come back into the imbalance here and hold this low, and then the continuation up. Okay, so we'll look for a pullback into the range here, into the imbalance, right, possibly down into this OB here, but look for a continuation long after it does that. All right, and so that will be our EU outlook. And now, as we can see here from the monthly perspective, right, breaking out of, like I said, of the consolidation we were in, as we head into fall, we want to see some more trending moves, right, breaking out of consolidations and looking for some trending markets. And that is what we will expect price to do, right? So that's EU. Let's go over to GU next, right? And you can see how similar GU looks in comparison to EU, right? And GU has already broken out of the range here and broken that high. So we'll expect EU to follow suit shortly after, right? It's just lagging a little bit behind GU right now, but GU did in fact break through last week rather, It broke out of this range, okay, and we will expect it to continue to run higher. We're looking for the equal highs up here. I know that that's a very far ways away from where we are right now, but that is, from the monthly outlook and perspective, that should be long-term where GU expects to go. We'll see some ebbs and flows and undulations, of course, as we make it up there, but that is going to be the monthly target, these equal highs here and into that area up here, right? And so we'll see if we can get the continuation going forward. On the weekly chart, okay, we can see that the weekly range has been broken, okay, so we broke out of the weekly range, a nice big bullish candle that did that, okay, and we're still following that bullish momentum here, so we'll look for price to continue to go higher. Maybe we'll get a little pullback into the imbalance, but as far as we should be looking for bullish moves, this is where we're expecting price to go up to. So the next high over here on the weekly is this one right here, and this is at 132.98, so we're looking at 133 big figure, and there's a little overlap of the wicks here with a little gap, so that could be a nice target and a draw liquidity here for this week, going up to 133 big figure. So let's go over to the daily chart. Okay, and as you can see, the last break of structure here on the daily, pushing through, right, with nice big force. And the high, if we can see it all the way over here that we took out over here, right? So nice break through that, very convincing break through that high, and then the continuation that we should see coming this week, right? So for the 4 hour, okay, kind of the same idea as we saw on EU. We'll look for price to come back into the imbalance here, into this consolidation if it can, right? But ultimately, we'll be looking for it to continue higher. So we'll come back into here, and then we'll look for a move up to start the week. All right. Okay, so that is GU, and let's drop over to gold next here. So gold on the monthly chart is interesting. So we're into this, area here above 2,500. This is all-time highs. We've never seen gold this high before, right? So we're expecting, price to pull back now. We haven't seen it start to pull back yet, so this is certainly not the time yet that it will. So we could see price, go a little bit higher, but I'm seeing that price is starting to get, exhausted here, and we're seeing a swing high form. So we'll see if that happens this week, if we get that reversal. But from a monthly perspective here, we can see it's still very bullish, and we're still in the process of creating that high. So let's drop down to the weekly. Right, that last consolidation we saw on the weekly here held, right, and we did not see that create the high there and come down, and we saw price push through as we expected this week above that weekly high. So right here we can get the break of structure, okay, and so now we're going to be looking at price continuing to follow the order flow here, right, and respecting the OB as it comes back down, possibly into this level here, right, and we'll look for a continuation up. Right, or if we do see a breakdown of this level here and a change of character, right, we'll see price come down below the swing low here, and then we'll see a change of character, and then possibly the reversal after that. Okay, so we don't want to speculate on that just yet because we haven't seen it happen. So as of right now, we'll still look for price to respect the OB here and continue higher if it can. All right, so let's drop down to the daily, and let's see if the daily confirms that for us as well, right? So as you can see here, very strong bullish order flow on the daily. Price is respecting the lows, right? You can see no lows being broken as we're going up here. So each iteration, each pullback has given us price moving higher, right? So the last OB here that we traded into, and this nice last reaction that we got, the nice little railroad tracks here, and the move up. So we'll be looking for price to run that high this week, going out here 25.31, right? We'll see if we get something in this little pullback here that lets us do that. So you can already see that price did pull back and hit the imbalance here, right? And so this move should carry price through this high next, right? So we should see price go through that high, and then after that, it's anyone's guess, but we should see a pullback, and then maybe we'll see a continuation, maybe we'll see a reversal, right? So that's kind of the question mark this week here. But as we start off, I would expect price to make a run for that high, right? And see if we can get through that 25.31 level, and then from there, see if it'll give us retracement or continuation. Okay, so a little bit of a wait and see game here for for gold. And then lastly, we have NASDAQ, right? Now, NASDAQ on the monthly, as you can see here, it's going to be leaving, or it looks like it's going to be leaving this nice pin, this wick here, into the monthly OB, right? Now, we didn't take out this low here, so there stands to reason that we should, still feasibly see price staying in this region up here, or even going higher and breaking that high. So, we'll just kind of see where this consolidation ends up, okay? On the weekly chart, okay, we can see a little bit more clarity here where we see the weekly coming back into the weekly OB and then giving us this nice strong move back up here. Now, I'm expecting price to come back into this weekly imbalance here, right? And if we drop down to the daily, we'll see that it's also a daily imbalance as well. So let's drop down to the daily chart here, okay? And that is currently where I want to see price come back into. Now, we have, these highs, these equal highs right here. Okay, so that's a nice little, kind of inducement before the POI that we're expecting price to go to. So all that remains here is, are we going to see a deeper pullback into this region, this range here before we go up there or not, right? And so I want to see if price will hold currently where we're at right now, because you can see the bullish candle that we left at the end of the week here. This low here could hold and we could just see price go up. So we'll see something like this where we go into the daily imbalance and then we see price moving down, right? So that's one possibility. The other possibility, of course, is that it continues to go down first, further, right? And then maybe into the imbalance here, and then we see price go back up into that level and then a continuation down. So a couple scenarios that could happen here. We'll wait and see as we start the week off. But if we go to the 4-hour chart, okay, we can see that the news we left off with on Friday, the Jackson Hole Symposium and also Fed Chair Powell's speech, kind of left us at a little question mark here because I wanted to see a little bit more reaction from that news move, and we didn't really get much. All we did was kind of get like a wick on both sides, which didn't really take any liquidity, didn't really do much. So I'm still banking on this low holding because we didn't take out the low here, and this is still where we see the reaction from the OB. And as I said, I'm still looking for price to trade up into that daily imbalance, which is right here. Okay, and so we have these nice equal highs and this move that's happening right now and coming up. So if we get above the news wick, right, if we can see price getting above that news wick up here, then I'm very confident that we'll see price drive up into this daily imbalance area here, and that'll be indicative of whether or not we get that from whether or not we break this high, this wick high. All right, so we'll kind of keep an eye on this little wick here, and we'll see if we break it or not. All right, and that's pretty much it. So after that, we'll probably see retracement will come back down, and that's what I want to see afterwards is seeing price go up into that daily imbalance and then dropping back into the range like so. Okay, so that's what we'll look for here on NASDAQ, and that is the rundown for this week. So if you guys have any questions, any comments or anything like that, go ahead and drop some below the video if you need to. If you guys have not already, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also there's a link in the description to subscribe to the free membership and the free content of the MindShift MasterClass Academy. That's where I post all of these reviews and all of the videos. For the free members in there, you'll get that first access before anyone else, and then obviously what I post here on the YouTube channel you get afterwards. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and sign up for the free membership. If you guys are interested in the VIP, as I go into more depth and more analysis in the lower time frames on this for my VIP members, that's what you'll get in the VIP, and there's obviously more information for you guys about that in the VIP when you join the free membership. All right, guys? So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. That's going to do it for me. Good luck with your trades this week, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next video.